Welcome to this course on driver fatigue. We hope you enjoy the video and also learn something along the way to become a safer driver. So to start off with, what is driver fatigue? We're going to go through that as well as how to prevent driver fatigue and ultimately become a safer driver. So, fatigue can be described as a gradual decline of physical and mental alertness that leads to drowsiness or sleepiness. And this, at the end of the day, can be very, very dangerous. Because what happens at the end of the day is fatigue can become very, very, like I said, very dangerous, or become a problem when it jeopardizes a driver's ability to perform tasks that require alertness, judgment, and good reflexes, which you need as a good driver. Here's a short video of someone suffering from driver fatigue. If you look at this driver, his body is completely relaxed. You can see every little bump he goes over, he's not holding himself up. And he's starting to rub his eyes, his nose, his face. And sorry for the bad quality, but you can actually see his eyes are actually closed at the moment. Okay, and he opens them again, looks around briefly, and he's back asleep. Completely unaware that he's about to go off the road. Thankfully, no one was hurt in this incident, but it could have been a lot worse. Now, you don't actually have to physically be asleep for a situation to be dangerous. What happens is, as you start to get more tired, as your fatigue increases, what happens is it impairs your ability to operate a vehicle safely. Because what happens is, fatigue starts giving you the following symptoms. The first thing that happens is it increases your reaction time. So it takes you longer to react to dangerous situations. It decreases your alertness, so you're not aware of everything that's going on around you. It distorts your judgment. Strangely enough, it impairs your memory. And lastly, it reduces a driver's field of vision. So what happens is you get what's called tunnel vision. You're not aware of what's going on around you. So, we all know that drinking and driving is not good at all. But if you have a look at the symptoms of driver fatigue, they're exactly the same symptoms as someone will start having if they have a couple of drinks. Now, it's actually quite amazing. Someone that is really, really tired and fatigued will have the same symptoms as someone that is twice over the legal limit of alcohol. In other words, they're basically drunk drivers. So let's go over the causes of fatigue. So the first thing is your biological clock. Everyone's got a biological clock. And basically these are your energy levels that you have during the day. So from midnight until about 4:30 in the morning, your energy levels are obviously very, very low, because your body is made to be asleep at this time. From 4:30 until just before 7 o'clock, your body starts waking up naturally, but you're still not fully aware and alert. From 7 until about 1 in the afternoon is where your mind and body operate the best. And this is where you can get your best work done. And for most drivers, this is the time where you would be the safest on the roads. From 1 o'clock until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, what happens is your energy starts decreasing and you start becoming less alert and more fatigued. And then obviously from 5 until about 9 o'clock in the evening, your body starts preparing itself to go to sleep. And your lowest levels of energy during the day will be from 9 until midnight. So here you can see it's sort of depicted on a graph here. So from midnight, your energy levels drop. From 4 o'clock in the morning, they increase until you have your peak sort of mid-morning, just before lunch. They dip again and then go up a little bit in the afternoon and then back down to where you need to go to sleep. So you can see we've rung the two danger areas here. Early in the morning and then late in the afternoon can be particularly dangerous for drivers. Sleep deprivation. Now, your body has a biological clock and it's controlled by a hormone. And this hormone, sometimes called the sleep hormone, makes sure that you get enough sleep. Now what happens is when you fight off sleep, this hormone just increases and increases in your body till at the end of the day it actually forces you to go to sleep. Very much like that driver that we saw earlier in the video. He might have been sleep deprived, and what happens is at the end of the day your sleep hormone literally just shuts your system down. You have no choice in the matter. You will go to sleep. So the next cause is stress. Now, unfortunately, everyone nowadays has stress in their lives. It's just basically the level that differs. And stress, strangely enough, also affects the release of your sleep hormone as well as your biological clock. What happens is because your body is under stress, it automatically wants to shut down and wants to have a rest. Okay, yeah, the obvious one, alcohol and drugs. Not good. Because what happens is, imagine if you're tired and you start having a drink, what happens is now you over the limit for drinking, but the fatigue symptoms add to that, and it just doubles the effects of drinking. And obviously drugs are not good at all. Sleep disorders. Some people suffer from sleep disorders where they can't get to sleep properly, or they're very shallow sleepers. So what happens is they don't get enough downtime at the end of the day. And yeah, that's a bit of a complicated one. But if you do suffer from sleep disorders, go and see a doctor. So how do we prevent driver fatigue? So let's just go through some of the do's and don'ts. So the first is ensure that you get between 7 to 9 hours sleep a night. If you have to get up early hours in the morning, make sure that you go to bed earlier than you normally would. Stop for short breaks along the way. It's amazing what this does is every time you stop, have a walk around, a couple of deep breaths, it increases your energy levels and your alertness. Open the windows to get fresh air. Often what happens is people have got the aircon on, the cabin is warm and toasty, and it's the ideal place to go to sleep. Now, this one is important. When you start feeling that you're starting to get drowsy, or that you can't hold the tension as long as you were, stop as soon as possible. Make sure that it's safe, obviously, but stop as soon as possible. Stretch, walk around. What happens there is you start introducing more oxygen into your body, and that increases your alertness. Energize. Okay. when we talk about energize, make sure that you've had enough to eat. And energy drinks nowadays are available everywhere. Coffee or caffeine is also a good way of making sure that you stay awake. Yes, chocolate is also a good one. Okay, on the don'ts, don't eat heavy meals before taking a trip. Heavy meals increase the chance of fatigue. Don't warm your cab too much. Like we said earlier, the more comfortable, the more warm the cab is, the more your body wants to go to sleep. This is a big one. Don't ignore the warning signs. If you're driving and you find your attention wandering, or you're wandering on the road, okay, excessive yawning is one of the telltale signs. Rubbing your face, we actually saw that in the video with that driver that fell asleep. Memory impairment. If you're driving and you suddenly go, wait a minute, did I pass the off-ramp or is it coming up? You know you're in trouble. So what should we do if we feel that we are really getting tired? Well, here you can see a graph of someone's energy levels that are dropping. And what happens is each time we stop and we have something to drink or we stretch, it helps. It increases our ability and our focus. But the problem is we are still on a downward trend. The only way to get around it is to take a nap. If you're really feeling fatigued, pull over, let your supervisor, manager, or whoever know, I'm really tired, I am starting to fall asleep at the wheel, I need to take a nap. A half an hour nap is amazing. It can get rid of driver fatigue for a short period. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this and hope you learned something.